All right, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, All Wings Everything, and I am your cook, Spinelli. Now, in today's video, we're going to do vinegar and salt wings. Now, I know what you're saying. Vinegar and salt wings? Yeah, I know. You have to have an acquired taste for vinegar and salt. If you go into any grocery store or convenience store, you always see these vinegar and salt chips, and you wonder to yourself, who in the world are buying these chips? But they never leave the shelf. That's because people like vinegar and salt. So I decided, why not do some vinegar and salt wings? So what I need for you guys to do, you already know what you gotta do. Look where I'm at. I'm in the kitchen. Where are you? On the couch looking at me or in your car watching me? Get to your kitchen so we can get this recipe going. If you're ready to follow me, then let's go. All right, so here are all the ingredients we're going to use today for this recipe. Of course, we have our green wise chicken from Publix, apple cider vinegar. We're going to use some regular sugar, garlic powder, some ranch seasoning, some white vinegar, baking powder, kosher salt, and Lowry seasoned salt. So these are the ingredients we're going to use for this recipe. So let's go ahead and get started and move on. All right, so I've already measured out the ingredients. So we're going to start with 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Then we're going to take 1/4 cup of white Distill vinegar, 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, 1/2 teaspoon of granulated sugar, and we're going to do 1 teaspoon of dry ranch mix. We're going to give this a quick stir. Now, this is going to be your marinade that you're going to use for your chicken. So go ahead and give that a quick stir. Make sure you dissolve as much of the ranch mix as you possibly can. You can also cover it up if you want to and give it a quick shake. That may help even better. Just give it a quick shake to help it dissolve. And once you do that, we'll move on to the next step. And this is how it looks before we go. All right, let's move on. All right, so I've already measured our ingredients for our chicken coating. We're going to start with about 1/2 teaspoon of Lowry seasoning. We're going to use 1 teaspoon and a half of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and we're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. So just go ahead and give that a quick stir just to combine the ingredients. And we're going to use this to coat the chicken prior to us putting them in the oven. All right, so let's move on. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start marinating our chicken. So we're going to take that marinade we just completed, and we're going to put our chicken into a Ziploc bag, and we're going to pour that marinade over the chicken. What you want to do is you want to close the Ziploc bag. Make sure you don't leave any air in it. Take as much air out as possible. And you can marinate these chicken wings for 2 hours up to 24 hours. What I'm going to do is I'm going to marinate mine for 24 hours. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and try to flatten the chicken out in the bag. Just to make sure that all the pieces of the chicken are being marinated into this bag, is touching the marinated seasoning. And what you want to do after that is go ahead and place it in the refrigerator, and we'll be back with the next step. All right, so now we've removed our chicken after 24 hours of marinating in the refrigerator, and we're going to add them to an empty dish and try to shake off as much of excess of the marinade as you possibly can. So go ahead and remove your chicken from the bag, and then we'll move on. All right, so now it's time to coat our chicken. So what you want to do is you want to take that mixture, that baking soda mixture that we already prepared, and just gently sprinkle it over your chicken. Kind of sprinkle about half of it, and then give it a quick mix. And then once you get that quick mix, go ahead and put the rest of it over it. the chicken, and then go ahead and give it that final mix. And this is what you have. And let's move on. All right, so now it's time for us to line our pan and grease our pan. So I've already lined my pan in aluminum foil, and I've sprayed me some olive oil spray over the pan. You want to do this just so the chicken doesn't stick to the grates, and you also want to line your pan. Make sure you do that, and we'll move on. All right, so now it's time to add our chicken to our pan. So go ahead and add your chicken to the pan. Remember, I do it skin side down first, about a half an inch to an inch apart. If possible, try not to overcrowd your chicken onto your pan so you can allow it to cook. And go ahead and finish adding your chicken to your pan. And once you do that, we'll move on to our next step. All right, so now it's time to add our chicken to the oven. I've already preheated the oven to 425 degrees. And now we're gonna set our timer for about 1 hour. And after 30 minutes, what we're gonna do, as always, we're gonna turn our chicken over, allow it to cook on the other side for the remaining 30 minutes. All right, and we'll move on. All right, so I've already measured our ingredients for our sauce. It's pretty much the same ingredients that you did for the marinade. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do your teaspoon of dry ranch mix, then your 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, then your half a teaspoon of granulated sugar, then your 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and then finally, your 1/4 of a cup of white Distill vinegar. And you want to do the same thing. Give it a good mix. Shake it if you need to combine the ingredients. And once you do that, we'll move on. All right, so now it has been 30 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and flip our chicken over to the other side and let it finish cooking for the remaining 30 minutes. So go ahead and turn your chicken wings over to the other side. And once you do that, we'll move on to our next step. All right, guys, the chicken is ready. It's time to pull it out the oven. Let's go ahead and remove the chicken and let's place it on a counter so we can take a quick look at it. All right, guys, what do you think so far? Crispy, golden, exactly how we want this to look. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move on and finish this recipe, and let me show you what we're gonna do next. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're just going to remove those chicken wings from the pan into our bowl. So go ahead and remove your chicken from the pan into the bowl. And this is how it looks. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to take our sauce and we're going to put it like 1/4 of a cup, pour 1/4 of a cup of our sauce. And what we're going to do is we're going to drizzle that sauce over our wings. Don't pour, just kind of drizzle it over your wings. But you want to use all of it. All right. And after you do that, you want to give it, cover it up. We're going to do a little shaky, bakey, just so we make sure that all of the wings are covered in the sauce. And remove the lid. What you're going to do is you're going to take those wings back out of the bowl, put them back onto your pan, and we're going to allow these bad babies to cook an additional 4 minutes in the oven on broil. So make sure you preheat your oven on broil, and we're gonna cook these bad babies for 4 more minutes, 2 minutes on one side, and then we're gonna flip them over and do 2 minutes on the other side. So go ahead and remove your chicken, and we're gonna move on to the next step. All right, so let's go ahead and put these wings back into the oven. And again, we're gonna broil these wings for 2 minutes on one side. After that 2 minutes, we're gonna turn them over and broil them again for the remaining 2 minutes, and then we'll move on. All right, folks, I've removed the wings from the oven after they've broiled for 4 minutes. Let's take a look at them. See how much better they look? They look even juicier now. Take a look at them. They're looking good, people. All right, so now that we've removed the wings, let's go ahead and move on. All right, for the second time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove our wings from the pan again into a bowl. So go ahead and remove your wings from the pan and back into a bowl. And then once we do that, we'll move on to the next step. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the remaining of that sauce and we're going to drizzle the remainder of the sauce over the wings again. You may not have to use all of the marinade. You don't really want to use all of it unless it depends on how many pieces of chicken you have. You don't want your chicken to soften up, the skin to soften up. You want it to still have that crispy texture to it. So go ahead and cover it, shake it, remove the lid. And look what we have here. Now we're going to remove those wings, put them onto a clean plate. And then once we do that, we're going to take a look at them. So go ahead, remove your wings, put them on the plate, and we'll move on to the next step. And holy guacamole, vinegar and salt wings. Take a look at them, people. Let me know what you think. They look amazing. They're juicy. I'm ready to try one. So let me know what you guys think. All right, so let me do a little taste test, do a little quality control, see what these things are about. Look at that one. All right, this tastes good. This is really, really good. If you like vinegar and salt, you're gonna love this recipe. It's an acquired taste. It's something that you have to say, oh man, I want to eat vinegar and salt. It's not something that you typically eat, but these things are great, folks. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish them out. I'm glad you guys stayed with me while I completed this recipe, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm out. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that video. The wings came out great. You seen them. The vinegar and salt, I'm really surprised. I really, really enjoyed them. And like I said, vinegar and salt is an acquired taste. Not everyone has this acquired taste, but there are many people who like vinegar and salt. And if you like vinegar and salt, these wings are for you. I would cook them again myself because I really enjoyed them. Like I said, I'm not really a vinegar and salt fan, but every now and then I do get me that small bag of vinegar and salt chips here and there. So, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'm asking you to go to my channel and subscribe. That way you're alerted every time I drop one of these wonderful, wonderful recipes. And if you have any friends that you think that may like this video, go ahead and share it with them. And until then, I'm Spinelli. This is All Wings Everything, and I'm out. Peace. Everybody stand up. Introducing the one and only, the most anticipated and highly underrated